Hello YouTube, this is the Mr. Roboto back with another review. Today we're going to take a look at my Makita blower. Alright guys, as you can see this is the 36 volt cordless leaf blower from Makita. Really nice looking piece of equipment here. As you see, we've got a pair of 18 volt 5000 milliamp hour batteries. Let's take a look at the model number here so you can see which one I'm talking about exactly. Alright, so a couple of quick specs and then we'll get into some tests. So, first off, Makita, really great quality power equipment. These batteries are the same batteries that you can use with your power tools. The motor spins at about 15 to 16,000 RPM with this 36 volt setup, so that's quite a lot of air moving. Makita claims that it's 120 miles per hour, which doesn't really equate too much until you do some tests, which we'll do here in a few minutes. But the whole unit weighs about 8.6 pounds is what I measured. And really nice piece of equipment. So let's look at a couple features. First off, my favorite feature is the balance, the point at which it balances. Okay, if you lift this thing up, it balances perfectly where you would want it to, right under the finger. So it makes this thing a lot easier to use over time. The next cool feature here, like most of the Makita tools, is this battery indicator. You press that once and it shows you what the battery level on both batteries is, which is neat. You don't have to go to the battery to do it. The next thing here is the speed limiter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and full power 6. Now, when you have it on level 6 or any of the other levels, you can just easily pull the trigger. It does have a potentiometer built in, so you do have your full control. The nice thing though is if you just want to mash the trigger and not think about it, you put it on level 1, and then you can use this lock, which is an ambidextrous lock. Very cool, good idea, Makita, to lock that trigger closed. All right. So let's look at the back of this thing real quick. It's important to note this is a rear inlet type of blower, so it's not pulling in from the side like a lot of the popular gas blowers are. Just for a comparison, let me grab my existing gas blower here so you can see size comparison. This is my Steel 85 model, I believe. Let's see here. Yep, BG85. So, really popular brand here. If we look size comparison wise, the Makita is a little bit narrower, a little bit shorter, but definitely longer. Because of the style of blower this is, instead of being centrifugal like this guy, this is a ducted fan type blower. It needs more room in this cavity here to build pressure and velocity. But weight wise, pretty much the same. I will say that when you do fill the tank on this guy, it is a tiny bit heavier, okay? And of course, being a battery powered blower, you never have to worry about this one not starting. So that's that. All right, so we're really here for the important stuff, the tests. So what we're gonna do first is I've got some sand on the ground here. I've got 6 different piles of sand all the same amount of sand. Then we have some dry sand here and some wet sand. And then we're going to go over to blow some grass, some dry grass. And then last, we're going to come over here, we're going to do some wet grass. So this should give you a good introduction on what this blower's capabilities are, because it's really hard to tell how effective a blower is with just knowing miles per hour. And I will say, I do have the additional flat nozzle on the end. It doesn't come like that from factory, but you can buy that for around 15 bucks. So I recommend it. All right, so without any more delay, we're going to start on number 1 here. And I'm going to mash the throttle here. Let it get up to speed. All right, so pretty effective. Let's go to number 2. Definitely better. Number 3. Good. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. This is full speed. Alright, so that was pretty much as expected. The faster the velocity, the more sand moves quicker. So, but this next test isn't so obvious. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to do on this wet sand, but without having a bunch of leaves around, I think the wet sand and the wet grass would be a good illustration of something in the fall with some damp leaves and things. So let's just see how this goes. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on full speed here, so you can see what its maximum capability is. So we'll start with the dry, and then we'll move to the wet. Alright, as you can see, that took a little bit of scraping, but again, wet sand is, man, I don't know many blowers that can handle wet sand that easy. So, we'll move on to something a little bit more realistic with some grass, some dry grass. Alright. Nice and clean. Alright, obviously no problem there. Probably the most realistic test, though, here is going to be the wet grass. So let's see how it does with this. Alright guys, you can see I didn't have to scrape the ground much, and it did pretty good there. That grass was soaking for a little while too, so it had a good chance to stick to the pavement. So, yeah, this blower is definitely a nice unit. I would say the downside of this, just with any battery-powered blower, is, man, you can't just pop open a gas tank and fill it up. But you heard how quiet it was. I'm not wearing any ear protection. That's awesome. And it's lightweight. And it really has a good amount of thrust. It's got a lot more torque right away than a gas blower does, which is pretty representative of brushless motors. If you're going to use this as a consumer or prosumer, someone at home, someone that maybe just has a small lawn care business, a few lawns here and there, definitely recommend this piece. You're going to want to get a second set of batteries and just keep it on a charger. For the professional, again, I would recommend this in certain circumstances. If you're just doing a lot of cleaning up of grass and stuff at lawns, it's good for that. But if you're doing large-scale leaf removal, you've probably got other equipment for that anyways. But this guy may not be the best solution for that. But again, nice piece. Really enjoyed using it. With that said, thank you, Heckman Outdoor Power out of Minster, Ohio. Picked this blower up there. Those guys are really, really great. If you get a chance, head over there. If you're in the area, check them out. Highly recommend their service that they offer, and also they've got a really nice small showroom there that has a lot of really good equipment packed in it. So check them out. Thanks to the guys over there at Heckman, and once again, thank you guys for tuning into my channel. Please like and subscribe. The Mr. Roboto out.